they have to eliminate their nuclear enrichment program. Or he told the truth then, and he's lying today. I don't know, is there a third option here? I can't see one. On Friday, Monsep, who was the last, I believe, pointed out to us that the president operates using the Roy Cohen playbook of declaring a victory even when there is no victory. And that's what happened with that strike. I don't think the strike was uneventful and ineffective, but I think that at the very least there was a degree of hyperbole. I think among many people who are time critical thinking observers of both Iran and this president, the veracity of such a claim. Even if he had been accurate about it, he made the claim before there was a post-action analysis made. Sort of like when two people were shot and killed by federal agents in Minnesota, and before the first crime scene photo was taken, forensic experts trying to determine what happened, the first was interviewed, the administration came out with a declaration of what happened and how the agent did appropriately. And then again did it with this so-called shovel attack on an ICE agent, or several ICE agents, where a guy was shot but not killed. I think you know, when you're in a position such as that, it may be politically expedient and it may be self-gratifying to make such pronouncements because it sounds great. We're going to hear it tomorrow during the State of the Union. We're the hottest country in the world. I've stopped at least 8 wars. 8 wars I stopped that I deserved the Nobel Peace Prize, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, sometimes when such hyperbole is used, there are no serious consequences to them. But today there are. I think he either lied then or he's lying now, and of course there comes your confusion and the confusion of anybody else who has not been on the dark side of the moon and watching this with any degree of interest. Thank you, Howard. We'll now go to Scott, followed by Stan. And I accept a challenge to that observation. If I'm wrong, I would love to be corrected. Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, like, what exactly would be an acceptable deal, but I think on one level, right, if you look at all the world's conflicts, they boil down to, I mean, there are 2 kinds of nations in the world, right? There are liberal nations and illiberal nations. By liberal, I mean, you know, there are nations that are Republican-style governments, democracies, where they are participatory liberal democracies with free markets, and, you know, we think of as relatively open societies, and there are illiberal societies, right, which are the rest of them. And then I assume society is sort of like making a transition from one to the other, either way sometimes. Some people would think we're sliding into illiberalism. But so on one level, liberal nations don't go to war with each other, right? They had a dust-up with France and England, 2 years ago? You're going to have it with the English Channel and shipping rights. Nobody thought England and France were going to go to war, right? Liberal nations don't go to war with each other. All conflicts are between 2 illiberal nations, or a liberal and an illiberal nation, right? So this is an example where you have I think arch illiberal state, Iran, in tension and conflict with Israel, our ally, and us. We see as the great, they see as the great Satan, right? We're the problem. Liberalism is the problem, right? Liberalism is the great Satanism. So, I mean, what do you do there? I mean, look, we successfully used containment with the Soviet Union and a liberal force that was more powerful and wanted our demise. So I don't know. I mean, but on one level, you have to do a lot of Reagan trust but verify. And you just assume they're not. Look, these are not. Obama said something I thought that was profound. People that didn't like the nuclear deal. He said, "Look, you don't make deals like this with your friend. They're not our friends, right? They're not friends of anything we stand for, right? As far as Westerners, as far as things about the sovereignty of the individual, religious freedom, free ideas, free markets, free expression on gender. Name it, name whatever you want. That regime is not friend. That's not what the people. I'm talking about the regime. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you. But I mean.